Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Today I am doing a collaboration with all of these lovely ladies. We are doing a From Showers to Flowers Creative Ideas for Spring. Now I am going to be doing 3 umbrella DIYs. I'm going to be making 3 different types of umbrellas in my projects, and I'm also going to be adding those flowers. So I have my April showers to May flowers. Let's get started on the first project. For DIY number 1, I will be using this picture frame that I like to use. I'm going to have my piece of styrofoam here, and I'm going to go looking through my decoupage paper here. I got a couple of these off of Amazon, which I will link them down below, and I want to pick one that I want to use for my background here. I'm not liking any of these. We definitely want to have some flowers. I'm thinking this one here. Or let's see, maybe this one. Now this one I do like, but I think I like the roses much better because I am doing flowers, so we gotta stick with the flower theme. So I will be Mod Podging this on here, but before I do that, I want to make my little umbrella. And this is how I did it. I just had my lightweight cardboard. I printed out an umbrella picture that I liked, and it's in 3 pieces, so I cut it out, and I just put it on the cardboard, traced it around, and cut them. So see, it's going to be facing like this. And I've already gone and curved it because I want it to come out off of the paper because I'm going to be hot gluing this on. And I'm not going to use this color. I'm going to use some different paper for the umbrella. Now I want to show you this because this is already in here, and I'm just going to place my cardboard pieces here to figure out where I want to put it. Okay. This is the piece that I am going to be using. Now, I printed this off from Creative Fabrica. It is a great website to get lots of scrapbooking paper from and junk journaling items. So all I'm doing is placing it close together on here, just Mod Podging it on. I like the middle of this paper that I printed because it's got the lighter blue in it. Okay, let's get this piece on here. I'm going to smooth it out, and I, of course, will be saving the rest of the paper. So I'm just going to take my X-Acto knife, and I am just going to cut around the umbrella. And we'll finish off the bottom here. Doesn't seem like it's going through very well right there. And we got a little spot here that still needs to be cut. Didn't quite go all the way through. Okay, then I will be cutting out the individual pieces. And here they are. This is so pretty. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking some of my beaded trim here. I've cut it to the length, and I'm just going to hot glue at the very bottom of the umbrella pieces, like so. Get that to stick on here. Oops. Okay. All right, so I will get the other 2 pieces done, and then I'm going to place it where I think I want to have it. I'm going to bend this just a little bit more. I'm trying to make this be more dimensional. Just going to hot glue it on. Good bead of hot glued on here. Stick it about right here. Press it down. Okay. I'm going to continue on with the other 2 pieces. gluing them on. Just need to bend this a little bit more. Get it in the shape that I want it. And then we'll get it glued on. All right, and then get the final piece done. Okay, gonna add some glue to the last piece. And get it in place. Get all the little stringies off. And I want to put some more trim. I want to put some down here on each of the seams and around here like so. So I'm going to get that done. You can see I have this all done now. And this little piece up here that I did is just this piece of wire that I have. I cut a little piece off and I glued it to the top, and now I'm going to make the bottom of the umbrella the handle. Think about this long. Okay. I'm just going to bend it a little bit more, and I'm going to cut it down here. Okay, bend it just a little bit more. This is pretty thick wire. It came from inside of a wreath, so try to make sure I get this more straight too. Then I have this little rubber tip here. This actually goes to the closet system that I just put in the master bedroom, and it goes on your little pegs for the shelves. I have extra ones, so I thought it'd be kind of cute on here. Just gonna leave it clear. All right. So the next thing I want to do is put some flowers down in this corner. So I've taken this out, and I want to put this little piece of lace trim that I have here, and this is something that I got from Temu, because I want a little bit of lace peeking out. So let's just tack it down. A little bit more right there. Okay, now we'll be covering up most of this. And here are some flowers that I want to use. I think they match very well with the roses, the color that is already in here. Just gonna randomly put them in here. Just kind of play with a few pieces here. Let's just kind of put one right here, maybe one right there, and put a little bit more of this. It just cuts right off. Now I can't remember where I got these from. All right, let's cut a little bit more off. Stick it right there, okay. And I'm going to put some more down here. Let's cut a few more pieces. And I'm not hot gluing any of this to the frame, so I can reuse this backdrop here. I like to use this frame a lot and just use the styrofoam so I can change it out all the time. Okay, let's put a little bit more right here. All right, so I've also added a few other flowers in here with some white, and I'm going to be putting this little watering can here. I got this from Hobby Lobby a few years ago. I bought quite a few. They were on clearance, and they were for a wreath. Again, I'm just going to hot glue this to the paper part. Just going to put a lot of glue on here. All right. So this is all that I'm going to do for my first one. I would like to have done some kind of water technique coming down, but I couldn't figure anything out. For DIY number 2, again, I'm going to be using a picture frame. Now this is one that I normally have in my master bedroom. And this is the photo that is in it, which I really like. And I have one that coordinates with it, but I can't find it. So I just cut this one out, and once I find that frame, I'll put that one in there and put it back in my room. I'm going to be using my warm white, and I'm going to do a couple of coats on here first. Now that I've done that, I'm going to be taking my paper clay and my silicone molds here. I'm going to put a little bit of cornstarch in here so it doesn't stick. And I am going to be making some molds here that will go in the corners of the picture frame. And I'll probably be adding a few more pieces off to the sides. So I just like to get this paper clay going, get it all warmed up. Gonna just push it in, get it tapped down. And then I need to start pulling some of it off. I got just a little bit too much in here. So let's get all this pulled off. Get it all smoothed out. All right, so now I'm going to turn it over and pull it out. Normally I leave it in there for a little bit, but I need to get this to be on the picture frame that it will dry in this form so I can get it glued on. Just want to kind of push it down. All right, so I'll get the rest of the molds done and show you how it turned out. So here it is. I've did another 2 coats of the white paint over it, and now I'm going to take some sandpaper because I want to distress this a little bit. We've got to make it shabby chic here. And I kind of like the color underneath here because it's like a, kind of a bronzy gold color. So I like that color coming through. And I'm not going to be able to, of course, to do any distressing on the mold area, just on the picture frame. But I will be using some of my gray paint here once I get done, and we're going to go over the whole picture frame with that. Now that I've done all my distressing, I'm just taking a gray paint that I have with a damp paper towel, and I mainly want to get it really thick in where the paper molds are, so all the details will come out. I'm going to go along the edges and in the middle here. So the next thing I want to do is make my umbrella. I'm just taking this doily here. I am folding it in half. And what I want to do is I want to paint it with some light foliage green because I don't want it white. I want it green. I'm just going to paint these 2 sections right here. And I'm actually going to water it down just a little bit. So I want to use a very wet paintbrush here, because I want it to be kind of lighter and darker in some areas. And the reason I'm doing 2 spots is because that when you fold it over, you can still see all the white. I did a little test just to see if I could just only do one side. All right, so now that side is done, and this side is done. I'm going to take this lime sorbet color, and I'm going to take my stencil brush, and I'm just going to go dab, dab, dab. Just dab, dab, dabbing all over it. And it's okay that it's curling right now because I'm going to flatten it out for it to dry. And I will be doing this with a little bit more of the light foliage green over. All right, so then I'm going to let it dry, and we're going to make the umbrella. So here it is. Let's fold this over back in half. I'm going to half it again, and half it again, and one more time. Okay, so I actually want my folds to be different, but this is easier for me to do it this way and then go back in and change the way my folds are. Okay, so I'm just going to go back and forth like this now. Okay, gonna continue on, fold back over. All right, and there is my umbrella shape. I think that looks really, really cute. So now what I'm going to do is I have a piece of cardboard that fits inside the frame, and I have some more of that decoupage paper that I showed earlier. And I'm just going to Mod Podge it onto here. Just trying to figure out where I want to place it for what I want to show in the frame. So I think I want to kind of move this a little bit more. Let's see. I think I'm going to have that one corner because we want to show that. So let's get the Mod Podge on the cardboard first, and then I'll put the paper on. All right, I have all the Mod Podge on here. I'm just going to turn it over this way, upside down, and I figured out I kind of want to space it just a little bit evenly for the edges. Just hangs over a little bit. Got to even that up a little bit. And I'm going to smooth it out. And this cardboard has some ridges in it, which I really like because it makes it look a little more distressed. So that doesn't bother me that you can see the creases in it. I kind of like that look. Just going to get this all smoothed out, and then I will cut off the excess that's hanging over the cardboard. Now that that is done, I have my umbrella here. And I just have this little dowel rod that I have that's already painted white. Just going to hot glue it down the middle. Okay, like so. And it has a little point at the end, so that's perfect for the tip of the umbrella. And I want to place it, because I'm just going to hot glue it on about right there. Now, of course, I don't have a handle for this one, and it is a little long, so I will be cutting off the dowel rod here, and I'm going to hot glue this little pearl bead that I have. Just kind of make this like so. I think that will fit. Okay, we're just going to hot glue it on the end, and there's my little handle. I think this looks so cute. All right, so what I want to do, I'm just trying to, I got a little bit of hot glue on there. All right. Kind of place it where I want to put it. Kind of see how it looks on the frame first here. I think I'm going to work it with inside the frame. It's a little bit easier. All right, so think about right there. That's where I want to place the umbrella. And I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue on here. Put it in place. I'm just going to tack it down on the two ends. And a little bit of hot glue right here. Okay, so now I have all these little openings in here. Let's put a little bit of hot glue on the handle too, because I'm going to put a whole bunch of flowers that will be spilling out of this umbrella. Now I've cut off a bunch of pieces. A lot of this has come from some of the flowers that I got from Temu. The cream flowers I already had. Going to kind of place them around. How about right there? Tack it down a little bit more. And let's just kind of figure out where to put some of these. And how about right there? And I am using some of those other pieces from the flowers that I used in the first project. Tack a few more in here. How about one right up there? Turn it this way a little bit. Okay, we'll have one right there kind of spilling down there. Alright, so that is all for the flowers. Now, I've taken some of my ribbon with the pink and the cream and some of my vintage lace. Just made a little knot here. Have a couple pieces of the beaded trim again. And I'm just going to hot glue it in here. And the other piece. Okay. Alright, so that is it for my second project. I really love how this one turned out. Now for DIY number 3. Again, I'm going to make an umbrella with a doily. This one's a little bit bigger than the last one. I'm going to fold it in half. Flip it over, fold it in half again. Flip it over one more time. Fold it in half here. Okay. Open it up and fold it one more time. So now I have all my sections of my umbrella here. So what I want to do is I have this piece of scrapbook paper. I'm going to use some of those Timu flowers, and this scrapbook paper actually matches the peachy color. Just going to Mod Podge it on. You know, it was funny, I just happened to have a round box that fit perfect for that spot. I also have some dowel rods here that I cut to a certain length. You know, I didn't measure it. And I painted them with the warm white just so far in, and I'm hot gluing them on all the little sections here. Okay. Let's get all these on. And I like to have it hanging over the doily a little bit because I think, you know, with an umbrella, it does kind of hang over. And let's get the last one on. And I will be painting the rest of this. And I did make a hole in the top. And the reason for the hole in the top, of course, is to put your handle through. I'm just going to kind of bend these a little bit just to give them a little bit more detail here for the dimension. Make it dimensional here. I like how this is turning out. Okay, this is so pretty already. Now this is from a flag that I used to have outside in one of my flower pots a few years ago. And I think it's perfect for the handle. You know, you got the little top there, and of course it's not going to be gold. I'm going to paint it white. And it's a little too long, I think, but what I want to do is cover up this area right here before I do this and get that painted. And I just happen to have, this is from those flower lace that I had, I think when I was doing those eggs and everything, and it just happens to be the perfect size. So I am just going to hot glue it on and tack it down in a few spots here. And I think it looks perfect with the lace doily. And let's tack it over here too. Make sure it's all laid down. Okay? And one more spot. Let's get the little spider webs off. And like I said, I will be painting this white. So here it is, all done. I think this is so adorable. I love it. It is so cute. So now I've got to have my flowers here still. Now let's do the flowers. Here is a flower pot that I did a DIY on a while back, and it just has some lace on it that I Mod Podged on and put some paper clay on it. I am going to be using some of these flowers from Temu. This is one of the flower picks that I got in the peach. I have some styrofoam down here and some Spanish moss, and I'm just going to be randomly sticking these pieces in. I like to cut up my flower picks because it's so much easier to work with them. How about we stick one right here? And I have to admit that I really love these flowers that I got from Temu. I was not sure if I would like them because it's hard to tell from pictures. You know how it is, you see a picture and you get it and it doesn't really look like it, but I was pleasantly surprised on all the flowers. And it looks like I'm probably going to have to get some more because they do have great prices on these flowers. And this is just one pick that I cut up. Oops, sorry about turning that around to cover it up. All right, let's turn it this way here. Okay, and we're gonna stick these roses, how about near the handle? Okay. How about putting these right here in this little spot, kind of fill it up. And I got one more rose. Let's try tucking it in over here if I can get it to go in. All right, that's it. That's all I'm doing for this. I think this is so cute. Very shabby chic French country. All right, so let's check out some pictures of all three of the projects. Now, I don't know if I have an absolute favorite of the three. Most of the time I do. When I do multiple projects, I always have a favorite. I think I love all these pretty much equally. I am very, very pleased how this one turned out. I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out, but I do think it turned out very beautiful. I wanted to put some of my crystals hanging down to be like rain on here, but it just wasn't looking right, you know. And another one with the watering can with this one. That was another thing. I was trying to do something. I thought about the pearls, but then there was pearls I put on the umbrella. And then I also tried to do something with hot glue, making little strands of hot glue come down, and it just didn't look right. But I think it'd be really cute if you could get some way to make it look like the water is coming out of the watering can there. And of course, this one is just really, really dainty looking. I love how this one turned out, having it with this color too. The green and the pink is perfect for spring. I want to thank Annie for hosting this collaboration and Favy for co-hosting. Please be sure to check out everybody else's videos. I do have the playlist down below in my description box. I want to wish everybody a very wonderful day, evening, whatever time it is you're watching this, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.